Manny Pacquiao versus Chris Algieri. I just watched this fight. My thoughts on the fight. I thought Pacquiao looked great. I thought he looked I thought he had a spectacular performance. And like I said, guys, I told you I was going, guys, that I was going for Pacquiao. And I know a lot of you guys thought Chris Algieri was going to be a tough challenge, and a lot of people were nervous for Pacquiao. But I know I was confident in Pacquiao win this fight. Was I nervous for Pacquiao? I always am nervous for Pacquiao. He's my favorite fighter. I really look up to him, and I know anything can happen in boxing, so of course I'm going to be nervous going into a fight, right? But I knew Pacquiao had all the tools to beat Algieri and do it well and look extraordinary doing it. And he did. And not only that, in his training, he looked just very focused and in his training, and he looked great in his training. He started early, had the best sparring partners. Not only that, his focus is the main thing that he had for this fight, and it showed up. And he was working more on the power, and the power showed up. But the focus was the main thing, and he trained really hard, and he looked great. So the fight started. It looked like Pacquiao started getting the better of Chris Algieri right away, kind of thing. And Algieri just wasn't throwing like as many shots as he used to throwing. Usually Algieri throws usually he throws was it like close to 100 punches a round or something, and he throws so many jabs. Yet in this fight he wasn't throwing that many shots at all. So compared to what he usually is throwing, and especially he wasn't throwing the jab as much as he usually is. He tried it at some points, throwing the jab a lot. He would start and then he would just stop. But that's what happens when you're up against a guy like Pacquiao. You're afraid to throw because you think right when you throw he's gonna counter you and you're gonna get hit, and so you kind of freeze up and you stop throwing. So Manny Pacquiao drops him the first time. I forget what round it was he dropped him first, but a lot of people thought it was a slip. And I could see why you thought it was slip because it was. He did slip, and it could have been. It was up to the referee, whatever call he wanted to make, because a punch did make contact. Pacquiao's left hand did land on Algieri. I think it was kind of on his guard, but it's still a punch made contact and then he slipped. So I could see why they called it a knockdown, but it was up to the ref if you wanted to call it a slip too. But a punch did make contact and then Algieri slipped. Like if Pacquiao was just coming in and before he threw a punch, then Algieri slipped, then obviously it's a clear slip. But since he landed a punch and a punch meant contact and then he slipped right away, the ref made the call to give it a knockdown. So that was kind of more of a slip, but still punch landed. And then the second knockdown, I think it happened in the same round, but Algieri did that same roll that he did when Ruslan hit him, and he went. That punch definitely woke him up. That hurt him. He got up and kept on fighting. See, I forget the exact rounds the knockdowns happened because there were 6 knockdowns. Pacquiao knocked Chris Algieri down 6 times, so I kind of forget all the rounds. But anyway, then Pacquiao in the 8, 9, or 10 round, he knocked him down twice again or 3 times, I forget. But it was okay. It was in the 9th round where the biggest shot was landed in the whole fight by Pacquiao, and I think that punch was just what do you call it? That punch was devastating. It was what do you call it? Was it the 10th round now? I forget now. But anyway, Pacquiao landed a very hard. I think no, it was the ninth round. Okay, Pacquiao landed a very hard shot, a straight left hand, and if you looked at it in slow mo, Algieri's neck just like went snap back, and he slammed his body slammed against the canvas from this shot, and he was very hurt. He barely made the 10 count. I actually thought the ref might have waved it off. Um, I think that was maybe earlier than the ninth round, but I don't know. I kind of forget because there's so many knockdowns. But um, yeah. But anyway, you know what knockdown I'm talking about. When he threw the Pacquiao threw the left hand. Well, Algier was throwing and Pacquiao landed it so hard. His Algier just slammed to the canvas. And if you ask me, Pacquiao's power is back, and at the lighter weight, it is there because his speed is quicker, and plus he was more focused for this fight. But let's get back to that. Algieri barely made the 10 count. The ref I actually thought was gonna wave it off because Algieri didn't look right when he got up. He was really hurt because that shot was big shot, like you heard it, and he really slammed against the canvas. So Algieri got up, and Pacquiao then again just jumped on him and started landing tons of shots. I think Algieri got knocked down again, and then Pacquiao started landing more shots. It looked like the round was starting to get closer to the end of the round, but it looked like Pacquiao was seconds away from possibly getting a knockout victory and stopping Chris Algieri, because Chris Algieri's legs were just no good. And it was funny because right when Tim Lane, the trainer of Chris Algieri in the corner, said, "Oh yeah, we're in the next round. We're gonna release him out of the cage. Algieri's gonna knock Pacquiao out. That's what we're waiting for." And then as soon as he said that, Algieri got dropped like hard with that left hand. So anyway, I think you could say Tim Lane. Obviously, you're gonna have faith in your fighter, and you might sound kind of delusional, because obviously that couldn't have been the strategy. Algieri's whole strategy was to outbox Manny, and do what he always does, like he says, not knock out Pacquiao. If the knockout comes, it comes. But pretty much Chris Algieri said, even at the post-fight interview with Max Kellerman in the ring, he said, "My strategy was to go through the first 4 rounds without taking too much damage, and then start getting comfortable in boxing and turning up the heat on Pacquiao after he uses some energy in the first 4 rounds." But the thing was, he did take damage for the first 4 rounds, and he could never get comfortable. He could never get comfortable any point in the fight, really. There was parts of the start of a couple rounds where Algieri looked like he was starting to throw more shots, but then as the round went on, he would then go back to not throwing that many shots. So he really couldn't get comfortable in this fight. To me, it was just the speed, cutting off the ring of Pacquiao, the footwork. Pacquiao's footwork was the best I've seen it in a while. I can't even remember the last time I see him like this, because he was really bouncy on his feet. He was bouncing around. He wasn't flat-footed at all, because in his last couple fights, Pacquiao's looked flat-footed, but in this fight, he looks really bouncy on his feet. So, Pacquiao looked, in my opinion, this is Pacquiao's best performance since the Margarito fight, I think. And it was just an extraordinary performance. Pacquiao, like I said, his training, he was so focused for this fight, and it showed. And he was at the lighter weight too. I said to people, I remember one of my subscribers was having a talk what the best weight for Pacquiao to come in at, and I said on fight night, Pacquiao at 148 or 149 is the perfect weight. I even said that, and he came in at 149, the perfect weight. Because when he fought Ricky Hatton and Oscar De La Hoya, he was 148 against Ricky Hatton, I'm pretty sure, and 148 and a half against De La Hoya. So I said 148 or 149 is the best weight because he has the speed and the power, and it's the perfect weight. So what do you call it? Yeah, so I know a lot of guys, you guys were were getting nerves for Pacquiao. A lot of people are going for Algieri, and Algieri, yeah, he's good, and what do you call it? I never lost faith in Pacquiao, though. I always believed in him. Like I said, he had all the tools to get to win, but this is boxing, and like I said, he's my favorite fighter, so of course I'm gonna be nervous for him. But I knew like Pacquiao was just I went with my I went with the feeling I had that Pacquiao was gonna look good in this fight, and was gonna look great in this fight from just everything that's going on and how he trained. And looking back at Algieri's fights, just stylistically, I saw Pacquiao would pick him apart like this, because Algieri, I don't know, I just kind of pictured Algieri in my head the way he fights, and I just saw Pacquiao just Algieri is a bigger target to Pacquiao, and I said in the past Pacquiao does better against taller opponents and bigger opponents than him, than guys around his own size kind of thing. But this was the best performance Pacquiao's had since the Margarito fight. He showed that he's got the power back, even though he didn't get the KO win. He knocked Algieri down 5-6 times. And he, like I said, he was seconds away from finishing Algieri in one of the rounds, a couple of the rounds. And the ref was in right to maybe stop the fight, seconds away from stopping the fight. But since Algieri is a champion, and you got to give him a chance. And like I said, he was moving, but he was taking a lot of shots. But like I said, he's a champion, and sometimes you gotta, even though he got dropped and he still looked really hurt, the ref, sometimes I think you should give the champion a chance to recover, kind of thing. But anyway, this was a good night of boxing. I'm gonna do the post fight on the other fights too, but probably tomorrow. It's 3 a.m. here now. And I probably won't. It takes a while to upload some of these videos, since it's pretty long already. So I probably won't do the other videos because I want to go to bed now. But I will post the other videos tomorrow. The Shiming versus Thai fighter, and Lomachenko versus the other Thai fighter, and Vargas versus DeMarco. So. Anyway, Pacquiao looked impressive, and Algieri, though, showed heart and showed that he did come to win the fight. He didn't come to lay down. He for a paycheck. He came to win the fight. His confidence showed it, and like when he got hit with that big left hand that just dropped into the canvas very hard, he could have stayed down if he wanted to, because that was a thunderous shot. That's the hardest shot I've seen Pacquiao throw in a while. And Algieri was very hurt from that shot. You could see when he got up at like the 9 count. He could have stayed down if he wanted to, but he came to win the fight. The guy's got hurt. He's got a pretty good chin, because Pacquiao was hitting him with huge shots. And like I said, Pacquiao's always had his power, but this fight the dedication was back, the determination was back, the passion was back for boxing, and the focus and it showed in his training. I was actually going to do a video, kind of like, well, I read one of my subscribers gave me this video of Pacquiao actually was supposed to get rest on he was supposed to rest Friday and Saturday, 2 days rest and then fight, but instead he actually asked Roach. He was anxious to have another workout on Friday, even though that was supposed to be he wasn't supposed to work out anymore. But then he was so focused and what do you call it? He was so hungry for this fight that he actually wanted to train another training session when already He didn't even need to, like, he was done his training on Thursday, and he was supposed to rest, like I said, 2 days, but he actually came. He actually asked Roach, "Can I have one more training session before the fight on Friday?" So he only got 1 day rest. I and that just showed his hungriness right there. But yeah, so Pacquiao looked great. Algieri showed heart. He just kind of, what do you call it? I don't know if he rose to the occasion. I don't know. He probably was nervous, but I think anyone would be. But Pacquiao's experience and his skill level was just above Algieri's, and really, you can't really say you blame it all on the nervousness of Algieri, because he was a confident guy. He did try to rise to the occasion, but he just couldn't. He couldn't get his rhythm. He couldn't stay comfortable. Pacquiao was just too cutting off the ring too well, and made Algieri kind of hesitant to throw his punches. And Algieri's, we know his best punches is with his left hand, his lead hand. The jab is key to Algieri's success. The jab and the moving. Pacquiao took away his jab really, and Algieri's right hand is pretty. Algieri has a very accurate right hand, but like I said, he's not known as a power puncher. But still, he has enough power to hurt you, obviously, and to keep you off. But Pacquiao just was too fast. The combinations were too good, and the feints were too much for Algieri. The experience was too much for Algieri, and Pacquiao was just very determined and focused for the fight. The power, the speed, the footwork, cutting off the ring was very good. Pacquiao's best performance, like I said, since 2009, 2010. And you could say that Pacquiao, yeah, his performance against Timothy Bradley, too, was a good performance. And you could say that Timothy Bradley is better than Chris Algieri. But I think if Manny Pacquiao had the performance he did tonight, and it was this hungry for the Timothy Bradley 2 fight, in the Timothy Bradley 2 fight, Bradley would have got dropped and hurt way more. And who knows if Bradley would have got knocked out, or all I know is Pacquiao would have beat Bradley even more if he showed up how he did tonight in the Timothy Bradley 2 fight. And so I really do think Pacquiao's it wasn't that Algieri wasn't there. It's just Pacquiao was just so good. And so, yeah, anyway, it was a good fight. And it went to 12 rounds. Pacquiao wins unanimous decision, but he was close to getting the knockout. Is his power good at this weight? Yes, it is. Is his power back? He was training for the power more, hitting the heavy bag more, doing more strength exercises. I think his power is back, but not only did his power show up because he did those kind of things to what do you call it, to improve his power more and train his power more for this fight, but the focus made the power even better in the hunger for this fight. And we saw the old Pacquiao. In my opinion, the old Pacquiao was in this fight the whole fight. And yeah, old Pacquiao's back. And what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say now? Yes, so even though Pacquiao didn't get a knockout victory, he was close to getting it. Chris Algieri's got a very good chin though, and very good heart. And Pacquiao, when Max Kellerman asked him, "You tried to get the knockout. How can you didn't like? You were trying to get the knockout, but what happened? You didn't get it." It's because Algieri. He said because Algieri moves very well and he's quick, and that's true. Algieri was moving. He's got very good legs, and he was moving very well, avoiding it as much as possible. So that helped him from not getting knocked out too. But yeah. So if you ask me, the power showed up in this fight way more than recent fights for sure. Pacquiao's power it looks like it's back to how it was before, in my opinion. And I yeah. So and when asked about the fight everyone wants to see, Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather says he has got to get past Algieri. Well, he just did. And after this performance, Floyd's going to be scared. And uh, when Max Kellerman asks, so Floyd Mayweather, what about that fight? He says, he's going to fight me? He's going to fight me? He did that, what do you call it? It's going to happen? He did that, that Foot Locker commercial they did. He actually said it there. He quoted it in that, saying that to Max Kellerman. That was funny. And he said, this is the one time where I heard, usually Pacquiao says, it's up to my promoter, Bob Arum. This time he didn't say that. This time he said the Foot Locker quote, but he also said, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight him now. I'll fight him next year. So Pacquiao actually just said he's ready to fight Floyd, and he'll fight him in 2015. So that's the first time I heard him just say that and not bring up Bob Arum. So anyway, Floyd won't stand a chance against Pacquiao, especially if it happens next, and it should happen next, because the perfect time is now for this fight to happen. May 2015 or whatever, as long as it's next year, this is the perfect, or as long as it's next year, or Pacquiao's next fight, Mayweather's next night, this is the perfect collision course. And Pacquiao, like I said, has had his best performance in a long time. This has been his best performance. The old Pacquiao's back, and Mayweather will get beat up, get destroyed, and there's a strong chance Manny Pacquiao will win by knockout and knock out Floyd Mayweather. So, because I actually think Chris Algieri's legs are better than Floyd Mayweather's too. So, if that was Floyd Mayweather in the ring tonight, Floyd would have been knocked out. So, yeah, Pacquiao retains the WBO welterweight championship belt. I am kind of pissed. Well, I kind of feel bad for Algieri that he got Dan Rayfield, I think it was, that said it when I looked at his tweets. He said Algieri, he lost his WBO light welterweight title when he stepped in the ring with Pacquiao, and now he lost to Pacquiao. And I really don't know why they stripped his title, the light welterweight title. I think that was kind of, if I was Algieri, I'd be kind of disappointed too how he got stripped of that, because now he's pretty much got to he's got to, he's got to start from zero again and work his way up again, because he has no titles anymore, but he has a name now. He showed heart in this fight. He tried his best. His game plan just wasn't working at all. Pacquiao was just too good, and he just couldn't get comfortable and get his jab off or get his punches off. His punch output went way down, and I said the only way I could see Chris Algieri winning rounds and winning the fight was throwing a lot of shots like he did in his previous fights. But we all know when you face someone who's really good, your punch output goes down, especially when you face Manny Pacquiao, your punch output goes way down. And yeah, it was just Pacquiao was just the feints and just Pacquiao made Chris Algieri think twice from throwing a lot of shots, kind of thing. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the fight. What did you think of Manny Pacquiao's performance? I think I give it 10 out of 10, to be honest. I think this is a 10 out of 10 performance, and I really don't think he could have done anything better. Like, he could have, the only thing you could say is if he stopped Algieri, but literally, he dropped him 6 times. He was seconds away from stopping Algieri. The ref could have stopped it. So, I think it's just as good as a knockout victory, his performance, so. And anyway, Chris Algieri, respect to him. He's a good fighter. It's just Pacquiao is on a different level. Chris Algieri didn't have enough experience, I don't think. But we'll see what future holds for Chris Algieri. I think he still has a good future, for sure. And Pacquiao, hopefully the Mayweather fight next, to prove the world that Manny Pacquiao was always the best of this generation, this decade. He is fighter of the decade. Floyd isn't. But to beat Floyd Mayweather would shut a lot of people up, because I know in my heart, I know that Manny Pacquiao is better than Floyd Mayweather. So thanks for watching, and good night of boxing. And I'm happy that Manny Pacquiao won. And respect to both Manny Pacquiao and respect to Chris Algieri. Chris Algieri said in the post interview with Max Kellerman too, or he said he went out, he was humble in his post fight speech, said that Manny Pacquiao is the best at fighting like Manny Pacquiao, and Manny Pacquiao style is perfect. Manny Pacquiao has perfected the style of Manny Pacquiao. He has perfected the style of Manny Pacquiao for his body type to perfection. And Chris Algieri's right. True words. Chris Algieri said it perfectly. And he just said, when he asked about how was the power of Manny Pacquiao, he said, well, it wasn't so much the power. It was just the combinations and the way he threw, like the way he mixed up his punches pretty well. But if you ask me, I think the power did affect Chris Algieri, and he did say his legs were fine. But to me, when he got hit with that big shot that dropped to the canvas, his legs were never that good for the rest of the fight, because his legs. I remember when he got dropped after that, the way he got up, his leg muscles didn't look that strong. So I think it did affect his legs. I think he did felt the power. A lot of people say they don't feel the power. I don't know why, but Manny Pacquiao has got the power, and especially the speed. And so Chris Algieri humble in his speech. Manny Pacquiao ready for Floyd Mayweather next. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you like my videos.